Jokic just gets it off in time. It's up. Oh, it's good. Of course it goes in.
How do you even guard this? I hope you've all been paying attention to the historical playoff performance by Nikola Jokic. I mean, seriously. It's like he's playing a video game out there. His stats are through the roof. He's knocking down shots, creating opportunities for his teammates, and outmaneuvering defenders left and right. It's a one-man masterclass on what elite basketball looks like. Thought Kareem's skyhook was unguardable?
Jokic has to put it up. Falling away, puts it up. Bang!
Trying to block Jokic's somber shuffle is like trying to block the sun with a tennis racket.
I'm not okay with it being 3 MVPs in a row because it then becomes a conversation of, is this the best basketball player to ever touch a basketball? And I think we can all agree on that and say it's not.
Oh, this year's playoff performance by Jokic isn't just a performance, it's a statement. The man's putting on a basketball clinic and teaching us all a lesson about what MVP level play really looks like. And speaking of MVPs, remember when they handed the title over to Joel Embiid this season? The same Embiid who seemed to play a disappearing act against the Celtics in the playoffs? His point average plummeted from a lofty 33.1 points per game in the regular season to a significantly less impressive 23.7 in the playoffs. That's the biggest drop-off with a negative 9.4 by an MVP in the league's history. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? It's like Jokic took that as a personal challenge and decided to show everyone what a real MVP looks like in the playoffs. Because right now, he's not just playing like the most valuable player, he's playing like he's in a league of his own. Jokic isn't just raising the bar, he's launching it into the stratosphere.
Gets the contact and the hoop. Jokic just broke a record that has been held for 56 years, most triple-doubles in a single postseason.
Not only that, he's become the first center in NBA history to record a whopping 53 points in a playoff game against the Phoenix Suns. Let's be honest here. Even the astronomical figure doesn't come close to doing justice to what Nikola Jokic is currently achieving in these playoffs. The man is currently putting up numbers that boggle the mind. He's averaging an incredible 29.9 points, 13.3 rebounds, and 10.3 assists. And he's not even just reaching these figures. He's doing it game after game, consistently performing at a level that most players can only dream of.
What's the word?
Okay, so what's the game plan for dealing with Jokic?
Man, try to catch him coming out of his house and kidnap him, man.
The man racked up 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 13 assists and won 2023 Magic Johnson Western Conference Finals MVP award, leading the Nuggets to the NBA Finals for the first time in team history. Now let's put that into context. We're talking about an average 30 points per game against Anthony Davis, who is considered one of the best defenders in the last decade. And not just against Davis, but also facing off against LeBron James, arguably the greatest playoff player the league has ever seen. And the Nuggets didn't just win, they swept the Lakers 4-0. The level of skill of Jokic is almost ludicrously impressive. You'd be forgiven for thinking he found some kind of real-life basketball cheat code. What's next? Is he going to show up in the finals wearing a Monstars jersey just to level up the challenge a bit? It's like Jokic looked at the role of center and decided to turn it on its head. Traditionally, a position that focuses on rebounding, blocking, and scoring close to the hoop, Jokic decided, why not throw in a heavy dose of playmaking? And he's done just that. Since his breakout 2019 season, he's been dropping an average of 8 assists per game. That's point guard numbers. It's like he's almost channeling the spirit of a 6'9" Magic Johnson. Using his height to his advantage, he can see over defenses and hit the open man with precision. He, like Magic, is defying the stereotype that a big man can't also be a playmaker, a floor general. Their basketball IQ and court vision truly set them apart. Why didn't Nikola Jokic clinch the MVP title? Despite him turning the Western Conference into his playground and leading the Denver Nuggets to pole position all season long? His stats are off the charts. He's been making baskets like a magician, with a 63% success rate from the field and 39% from downtown. And let's not forget, he's topping the charts in offensive and defensive plus-minus player efficiency and win shares. And yet, despite the impressive NBA stat bingo he's been playing all season, it seems like the media is more interested in looking the other way.
When it comes down to guys winning MVP since 1990, it's only 3 guys that won the MVP that wasn't top 10 in scoring. Do you know who those 3 guys were?
Who were they?
Steve Nash, Jokic, and Dirk Nowitzki. Now,
Dirk Nowitzki.
what do those guys have in common? I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it.
Nah, Burke, you seriously just didn't pull the racism card in the MVP debate. This is easily one of the worst takes since Max Kellerman's.
With the game on the line, one shot, who would you rather have taking it, Iggy or Curry?
Of everyone on Golden State, open shot, fate of the universe on the line, or the Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth, you better hit it. I want Iguodala.
I know that was painful to watch, but hey, if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? In his 2021 MVP season, Jokic was delivering 26.4 points, securing 10.8 rebounds, and dealing out 8.3 assists per game, numbers that any player would be proud of. Then, as if to prove he's not just a one-season wonder, he goes ahead and cranks up the heat in 2022, posting averages of 27.1 points, 13.8 rebounds, and 7.9 assists. And this year, Jokic is nearly averaging a triple-double with 24.5 points, 11.8 rebounds, and 9.8 assists per game. Remember, he's doing this as a 6'9", 284-pound center, a testament to his skills and versatility. And despite the media debate, according to Basketball Reference, he was leading the MVP odds with a 65% chance. Joel Embiid, for instance, made a significant case for himself this season, with averages of 33.1 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. It's impossible to overlook his impact. He's a force on the court, commanding attention and dictating the pace of the game. He expressed his desire for the MVP award openly and has done much to stake his claim. However, when you look at the bigger picture, the reality of the situation begins to unfold. The remarkable thing about Jokic is how he manages to outperform Embiid in multiple statistical categories. Even with Embiid's undeniable court dominance, even his "me and Harden can't do it alone" excuse after the Celtics showed them the exit was somewhat confusing, especially when you consider that James Harden is one of the greatest offensive titans of the game. This opens up a crucial debate. What does it truly mean to carry a team? Sure, Embiid is a powerhouse, but MVP isn't just about individual performance. It's about escalating your team to a whole different level.
The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
So why did Joker not win this third straight MVP? Well, this isn't the first time a top-notch player didn't win MVP despite ticking all the boxes. Jokic's stats were sky high and he dominated in the playoffs. But winning the MVP isn't always about who's best on paper. Despite his impact, advanced stats, the narrative and history suggest that the odds were always against him. Let's go down memory lane. In the 1993 season, MJ was lighting up the league, averaging a monstrous 32.6 points per game on nearly 50% shooting, all while leading the league in steals, yet Charles Barkley walks away with the MVP. Fast forward 2 years, Jordan's still putting on a masterclass, and the MVP? That went to Malone. The same story played out for the likes of Kobe and LeBron. So why is this deja vu unfolding for Jokic? Well, meet voting fatigue. It's not just some fancy, hard-to-grasp concept. Simply put, it seems like the voters got tired of picking the same player. Jokic was knocking it out of the park season after season, but it seems the voters decided to change the tune of their MVP song and go for Joel.
Command of big men. Nikola Jokic is the best center in the game. You heard it from me.
Watching this playoff run by the Denver Nuggets, it's clear that Jokic, along with Jamal Murray, who's performing like he's from another planet, is destroying their competition. Their chemistry is an addiction.
And I have to give credit where credit is due. That was Nikola's call. He said on the bench, let's go to this play, let me and Jamal play, whole side of the floor, and we'll make the right reads. And we milked that down the stretch. So Coach Jokic did a great job tonight.
Jokic isn't just another player on the court. He's a mastermind in action. He's there, right in the heat of the conference finals, sketching out plays. His basketball IQ is off the charts, and his team trusts him wholeheartedly. His influence on the Nuggets' success goes beyond his stellar stats. Now that's MVP material.
Jokic is an all-time great. I'm going to go down as one of the all-time great centers to ever touch a basketball.
And at the end of the day, it becomes even clearer that Jokic deserved that third MVP. But honestly, at this point, Jokic truly does not care who got the award. Why? Because for the first time in their franchise history, the Denver Nuggets are heading to the NBA Finals.